Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Michael and we're going to be getting right back into some more Reddit stories. If you enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Now, without further ado, let's begin. This story was posted by a user named Progress Dependent in the AITA subreddit. The post is titled, "I called my husband a disgrace after he said my miscarriage ruined his birthday. I miscarried yesterday afternoon around 12 p.m. I've never had a miscarriage before, and this baby was so wished for, so it's all very fresh. I'm sobbing right now, so I apologize in advance if this doesn't make a whole lot of sense. My husband also turned 27 yesterday. I, 26F, was pregnant with my and my husband's 27M second child. Yesterday, I was 8 weeks pregnant. The day before yesterday, we saw a beautiful heartbeat flickering on the screen, and today I'm devastated. I was playing with our 2-year-old when I felt a pressure in my lower abdomen. Not long after, I noticed bleeding and I let my husband know immediately that I had discomfort and bleeding. Before long, I had passed what I believe was the fetus and I messaged him, I think I lost the baby. I wanted to keep him updated and I guess I was seeking some kind of emotional support. I asked if he could come home and he said, of course if it's urgent. I said I thought it was because the pain and bleeding were getting worse. I was starting to feel lightheaded and our 2-year-old was unattended in his playroom. We have no friends or family nearby that I could call who would get to us quicker than he could. I had to clean myself up, crawl downstairs to take paracetamol, make my son his lunch, and then put him down for a nap. At this point, my husband still wasn't home. He was working approximately 30 minutes away and took closer to 60 minutes to get back. Hours later, when I asked, it was because he had stopped at Tesco to pick up some beers. I ended up very poorly, losing lots of blood, lightheaded, vomiting, and he had to take me to Andy. By the time I was discharged, it was almost 8 p.m. Last week, I had said I'd make him his favorite dinner for his birthday, which he reminded me of when we were almost home. I said I wasn't feeling up to it and that whatever takeaway he wanted was on me. He said, "For fuck's sake," under his breath and then muttered something along the lines of, "This bullshit has ruined my birthday." He didn't stop to get any takeaway, he just drove straight home. He put our son to bed and I went to bed. I'm not sure what he did after. I didn't see him this morning as he had already left for work. He hasn't messaged me all day. He got home a few hours ago. It's now 8:40 p.m. and he's been giving me the silent treatment. I tried to speak to him about an hour or so ago and he ignored me, so I called him a disgrace. He slammed the bedroom door and locked me out. His mom has since messaged me and said I need to be patient as he's also had a loss. She didn't ask how I was or anything. He's obviously speaking to his mom, but why isn't he opening up and speaking to me? She said I was being harsh. I'm feeling utterly emotionally neglected right now. My body has been through emotional and physical hell. I understand that my miscarriage came at a fucking inconvenient time for him, as it was his birthday and all. I'm not sure if it's the hormones making me feel crazy, but is it nuts to contemplate divorce? The next day, OP created 2 additional posts. I'm not sure how to do an update or if anyone will see this. I have left my husband, me and my son are staying with family and are safe. I have another scan tomorrow morning to make sure I have passed everything successfully. Thank you to everyone who had reached out and offered advice, it's been really helpful. I started antibiotics for my tonsillitis on Saturday and I'm already feeling much better. A kind Reddit user informed me that this is the best way to post an update, rather than adding a comment to my previous post. So hopefully this reaches the right people. I should have clarified in my original post last week that the way my husband responded was completely out of character for him. He's usually a caring and supportive man and is a good husband and father. The only incident where he has shown any kind of red flag was when I put together an accent chair. I used a screwdriver to attach the legs to the seat. When he came home from work and saw that I'd done it myself, he jumped on it until it broke to show me that I didn't do it properly and that I should have waited for him. He had been under a lot of stress at work, so I asked him to go to therapy, which he did, instead of immediately pulling the divorce card. We have been together for 7 years as of May, and he is the only partner I've ever known. My family all love him and have accepted him from day one. I also should have clarified that yes, I know he was an asshole in the scenario. I wasn't questioning that. What I was questioning was whether I took it a step too far by calling him a disgrace. He's going through a lot at work at the moment. It was his birthday. I'd been messaging him to tell him that I'd miscarried his child. He had to leave work early, and then I called him a disgrace after he'd taken me to the hospital and was responding to the grief in his own way. I think the majority of people said I was NTA in this scenario, and that, due to his behavior, my insult was justified. Thank you to everyone who reached out, checked in, and offered condolences and emotional support. I've read all my messages and tried to read most of the comments. Most of them have been very kind and useful and have helped a lot over the past few days. I had a scan yesterday which confirmed that everything has passed successfully. Some people may remember that I was very worried about retained tissue due to my fever over the weekend. Also, my tonsillitis has fully cleared up, so I'm feeling almost back to normal physically. I left my husband. My son and I are staying with family in a different part of the country, so we are safe and managing. My husband did get very angry when I told him I was leaving. He tried to stop me from leaving with our son, put his hands on me, and threatened to end his life. My mom intervened, and as I said, we are safe. I have some time off work now, so I will continue to take time to recover emotionally and plan my next steps. Thank you for reading this far. I doubt there will be any more updates after this. Then, after another month or so, OP gave us a final update. Hi, I'm not sure if anyone remembers, but I posted on this app for the first time a while back after I had a miscarriage and my husband said I ruined his birthday. I need to start this off by asking that if anyone takes the time to comment, please do not leave negativity or insults, as I am extremely emotionally vulnerable and truly feel terrible. When I posted an update about 5 weeks ago, I didn't think I would have to make another. In short, I had left my husband. He had forcibly tried to keep me in the house by putting his hands around my neck. It was really frightening, and in that moment made me feel completely confident in my decision to leave. Since that day, I have not had any contact with my husband. As I was leaving, he was screaming that he would kill himself if I left. It's not the first time he had threatened this in our relationship, but I called his mom to let her know once I was in the car. She said she would go over to see him, and I didn't hear from her for another week or so. About 2 weeks ago, my husband was found dead in our family home. I'm angry, hurt, devastated, relieved, and most of all, guilty. I feel so guilty that he is dead. If I hadn't left, I'm certain he would still be alive. But I can't be certain that I would be, or that our son would be. I don't know. I don't know how much sense I'm making. I just know that some people were worried about my sons and my safety. Please be kind. Please reach out to loved ones or local services if you're struggling. In the comments, user Pudge Squire said, all domestic violence is reprehensible, but as soon as it escalates to any form of strangulation, you need to assume that staying in that relationship will likely end in your death. I'm so glad the original poster realized that and that she and her son got out safely. Also, I understand that she's probably a mess of emotions right now, but I have a strong hunch that distance in time will allow her to look back on the marriage and see how many instances of abuse she actually put up with before leaving. There's no way I believe that the one and only incident before the choking was a smashed up chair. Under this comment, a user named OK Cauliflower said she said he had threatened to kill himself before in their relationship. That is coercive control and emotional abuse, although she doesn't seem to have recognized that yet. She only sees the violence as abuse, and he only does that when under stress. Yes, I'm classifying smashing the chair as violence. I'd guess he had been controlling and emotionally abusive since pretty near the start of the relationship, and she didn't recognize that as abuse. The violence comes out when things don't go well for him. I'm glad she was staying in another part of the country and with family, or I'm sure he would have come after her and killed her first before taking his own life. Then another user by the name of Booksy Cat said, I remember her. She's one of those posters I would think about, and I was hoping good things were coming her way. I'm so sorry to see this is where her story has gone, but I am still thankful that she and her son are physically safe. This second post was made in the same subreddit by a user named Blueberry Pie. The post is titled, I walked out when I saw my ex-boyfriend. I don't know why, but I find this kind of funny. I'm using my younger sister's account, by the way, so I might not be online much. Okay, so I am 21, female, and my ex-boyfriend Aiden is 20. 3 days ago, my best friend Madison invited me to celebrate Thanksgiving with her and our other friends. We were able to invite partners, siblings, etc. My older sister, 24, arrived before I did. A little while later, she texted me, but I was driving and my phone was on Do Not Disturb, so I couldn't read her message. Plus, I didn't want to risk getting a ticket. Also, before I left my house, she called and said that she had driven to my best friend Madison's house an hour earlier because Madison needed help with something, but I don't know what it was. Well, when I finally arrived at Madison's house, I parked in the driveway and got out. I made sure to double check if I had locked my car before I headed inside. The door was unlocked and I didn't need to knock because, as Madison says, we aren't strangers and she trusts me most. Either way, I still texted her to let her know that I had arrived, and she reacted with a thumbs up. I opened the door, walked inside, and closed it behind me. I walked into the living room, but no one was there. I then went to the dining room where everyone was sitting while some were setting up the table, placing plates, forks, spoons, napkins. However, when I took a few steps into the dining room, I saw Aiden sitting on the side of the table where I could clearly see his face. My brain really said, oh hell no, and without a second thought, I turned around, opened the front door, and walked out. I still had my shoes on, so I was quick to leave. I thought that no one had seen me, but when I got into my car and started the engine, I heard Madison shouting my name. I know this might sound rude, but I didn't even glance at her and drove off immediately. I got a few texts from Madison, but I didn't see any notifications because my phone was still on Do Not Disturb. When I finally checked, I was already home and had received 10 plus messages from her. They were all pretty much the same. Hey, why did you leave so suddenly? Dinner hasn't even started yet and you're already gone, and where did you go? Did something urgent happen? Why did you leave? She was acting as if Aiden weren't there. Like, girl, was I being paranoid or was Aiden really there? I just left her on red and haven't spoken to her or anyone else. Even when she called me today, I didn't answer. The thing is, my sister, I forgot about her and I haven't heard from her yet. I texted her before I wrote this post, but she hasn't responded. In the meantime, I'll be waiting for her response. Oh, and the message she had sent me said, yo, Aiden just arrived with Madison's brother Mason. Did you know that he was coming? I responded with no. Edit. The dining room and the living room were across from each other. For example, the dining room was on the left and the living room was on the right. If any of you have any questions, feel free to ask. Hi lovelies, I know that y'all don't remember me, but it's fine. First, I would like to thank the few people who commented on my last post. About 2 months ago, I made a post on another account about leaving my best friend's house after seeing my ex-boyfriend there. Y'all can read it here. Sorry to disappoint, but not much happened. After I sent that text, she never bothered to reply. Before I even knew it, she had blocked me. Why? I don't know. Maybe she's hiding something from me. I know I shouldn't be saying that and suspecting her considering we're still best friends, but I can't help it. I've never heard from her or seen her since. I tried asking our other mutual friends about her and they all said that they haven't heard anything from her since that day. Yes, I told them what happened and how it ended. Some girls even said that she had blocked them the same day she blocked me. Now, the only one who possibly knows where she is and or why she isn't responding to anyone is her brother. But I don't feel comfortable texting him and I don't think I have the courage to. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It's been nearly 2 months and I'm still blocked. I'll post again if something happens, but for now, I'll just continue enjoying life with my boyfriend. If anyone has any questions to ask, please do. I don't bite. I like reading y'all's opinions, especially from those who offer advice. Thanks for reading. Edit. Some comments said that if I needed closure, I have to text Mason, which I kind of have the courage to do now. I have him added on Instagram, but he rarely uses it, so if I message him, it will probably take a while for him to reply. I'll try to make an update about this whole situation as soon as possible. Edit 2. Hey again y'all, I just wanted to let you know that I won't be able to respond to some comments since there are a lot of them. I'm going to try to read as many of your comments as possible, but please forgive me if I couldn't respond. Thank you all for your support and kind words. I really appreciate it. And to those people who went through something similar, I'm sending much love and hugs to every one of you. I'll see when I will be able to update. Love you all. About a month later, OP made a new post. Hey everyone, I'm back again with another update, but first I'm going to give them some names. Madison x BSF, Aiden x BF, and Mason x BSF's brother. Hopefully y'all don't get these three confused or mixed up. Also, the reason I couldn't update or post sooner was because I really didn't have anything to update on. Okay, so in my last post, I said that I might have to talk to Mason to get answers, but well, things didn't go as planned. Basically, his sister was the one to reach out first. Yeah, my ex-BSF, the girl everyone suspected was dating my ex. I'm not saying that I didn't suspect she was dating him as well, but I can't say that I fully did either. Madison unblocked me from everywhere, I think, and messaged me about 5 days ago asking if we could meet up and have a talk. If I'm being honest, when I first saw her message, my heart skipped a beat, and it took me a few moments to process if it was really her. You know that feeling when someone you haven't heard from in months or maybe even years suddenly texts you out of the blue. Yeah, that feeling. I agreed because, well, I really wanted to know whether she and Aiden were dating or not. That thought was eating away at my brain. Earlier today, we met at a regular cafe. We sat awkwardly across from each other for a few moments that felt like hours. Then she started making small talk, asking how I've been and if I'm doing okay. No, honey, I've been miserable. I didn't say much and got straight to the point. I told her to tell me the truth and not to dare lie about it. She didn't say anything at first, but then said, okay. I first asked her about Aiden and why he was there, despite her knowing how much I hated and resented him. She let out a huge sigh, like she had just lost a competition, and then said that she had hoped we would reconcile eventually and forget about the past. I just nodded, looked her in the eyes, and then said, "Are you and Aiden dating?" She just stared at me, like deep into my soul. I didn't know what to do, so I asked again. She tried avoiding the question by looking away and staying silent. That didn't stop me though. I told her, if you don't answer me, consider this the last time you'll ever talk to me, let alone see me. I would have left either way. After some back and forth, she admitted it. They're dating. Continuing on, she looked at me and I could hear the hesitation in her voice. She confirmed it. I asked for how long and she legit said a little over a year. I was for real shocked and speechless, and on top of that, she just said it so casually. I decided to leave because I couldn't take it anymore. I was disgusted and disappointed in her, and I told her that. Her eyes started welling up with tears, and then she started begging me to hear her out first, but I couldn't even look at her. Then she started full on crying, so I just left her there. On my way home, I blocked her and her brother on everything. I know I didn't share why my ex and I broke up or what happened between us, and I don't think that I ever will because for me, I want to keep it private, and it's still traumatic. I might share some details about it in the future, maybe, maybe not, but I can assure you that it was really, really bad. This may not be the update y'all hoped for, but hopefully the next one will be better. If something else happens, I'll keep you updated. One last thing, if I don't answer some of y'all's comments, I'm either busy, sleeping, or at work. Thank you so much for the support. Edit, sorry everyone for the spelling mistakes and typos. Hopefully it won't happen again. The next update came about a week later. Hey everybody, this is just a quick update about the whole situation. To the people who commented on my last post and told me to tell my friends and close ones about my ex-best friend and her relationship with my ex just in case she tries to spin the story, you were right. About 4 days ago, she made a post on Facebook about me. Recently, a close friend of mine found it and forwarded it to me. I rarely use Facebook and she's still blocked on everything, which is why I didn't know anything. I'll just paste what she said because if I explained it myself and added details, this post would be very long. She said, "My best friend of 16 years has left me. After everything I did for her and after sacrificing my life for her, this is how she repays me. I should have seen this coming, but it caught me too much off guard. I didn't even do anything wrong. She blocked me on everything and I haven't heard from her since. Everyone, don't trust anyone too much, especially those who are close to you. You don't know whether they'll betray you or stay by your side until the end. You're such a backstabbing bitch. You ruined my life forever and I'll never forgive you." This is the same woman who was with my ex. First, she invited him to Thanksgiving dinner in the hopes that we would reconcile. Then I found out that she had been with him for a whole year. And now this. What level of delusional is she on? And she even had the audacity and confidence to call me a backstabber and say that I was the one who betrayed her. The worst part is that people seem to believe her in her comment section without even knowing the full story. Most of them were her friends. I know them, but they aren't my friends. The others were people I don't know. They said bad things about me and wished that something bad would happen to me. She's playing the victim card and spreading lies while I'm here, still processing everything. I really hate that woman so much. I don't know what to do now, but I'm thinking of responding to her. I've never in my entire life made a post about someone, let alone responded to their posts. So if anyone has any advice on what I should say or do, I'm open to hearing it. A fourth update came from OP just 2 days later. Okay, so no more talking too much. I'll just get straight to the point. Y'all, she's pregnant. Madison, fake name, aka my ex-best friend, is pregnant. So basically, first, I don't know how far along she is or when this happened, but here's how I found out. She texted me from what was probably one of her friend's phones. This is what she said. This is what you're missing out on right now. My baby will unfortunately grow up without an auntie, referring to me because we grew up together and treated each other like real sisters, who will love him dearly and shower him with gifts. Not to sound rude, but I really wanted you to be a part of this journey with me, but your stubbornness and selfishness ruined it. Even though you completely shattered my heart and destroyed my confidence, I still want you in my baby's life. For now, we'll put the past behind us and move on until the baby is born. OP's ex and I are happy to welcome you back into our lives with open arms. Love you lots. And at the bottom, there was a photo of an ultrasound. I blocked her immediately. You know something? Remember the Facebook post she made about me? That message she sent was after I had already responded to her. Sorry to disappoint y'all with my response, but I thought it was the only suitable one. I only responded with a link to my Reddit posts, as some of y'all suggested, and threatened that if she continued spreading false information and lies about me, I would sue her for defamation. What happened after? The post was gone, but the evidence is still with me. I assume she was trying to manipulate and guilt trip me with everything she said. That's not happening today or tomorrow. I know it may seem like I'm just casually typing all this as if it were normal, but in reality, I am speechless, shocked, and low-key shaking. I'll try to respond to as many people as possible tonight, but after that, I'll be leaving this account for a few weeks. Also, to the person who messaged me privately, thank you so much for the advice. I'm sorry to everyone who has gone through something like this. We all deserve better. Then another update was posted after another 2 months. Long time no see. It's been a while since I've been active here, and I apologize for disappearing without saying anything. To make up for it, I'll be giving y'all one last update before I leave. First, I would like to thank every single one of you who came with me on this long journey. For me, it has been a long drama that has finally come to an end. Thank you all for the kind words, advice, and support. You don't know how much it means to me, and to those who messaged me, big hugs to all of you. Finally, for the update, your girl is officially engaged. I still can't believe it myself, even though it's been a while. If you're wondering what happened to Marissa, aka Madison, I haven't heard from her since I blocked her, which is good for me, I guess. I don't know about my ex though, and I couldn't care less about him. From now on, I'm going to be focusing on myself, my family, my fiance, and our future together. Thank you all again for everything. I'm going to miss y'all so much. Much love and support to everyone, especially those who went through a similar situation. In the comments, user temporary star said, "I am the asshole for reading that." Then user kill girly responded, "Am I overreacting by wishing I could erase that nonsense from my memory?" Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video, and thank you also to partner of the channel, GamerSupps. Use code DLAM to support the channel and get 10% off of your purchase, link in the description. I'm sure many of you like me have a hankering for daily caffeine, so go check them out. Lately, I've been a big fan of Titty Milk and Acid Rain, but they've got dozens of other flavors for y'all to try out. Anyway, thanks again for reaching the end, and I hope you all have an amazing passage of the next 24 hours.